There's like one change, and I'm not really sure. Not really sure if it's a good change, but there's like one main change I've made, and maybe that'll help solve some of the energy issues I was having. But I don't know. We'll see. So, oh, yikes. Okay. Uh-oh. That's not good. What would you like?
Heads, please.
Yeah, you got it. Ah, okay. We're starting with a meme round. I see. This is fine. You'll probably still take this one actually because his hand is really bad. But
Attach
oh well.
fire energy, Juniper.
Uh-huh. Oh wow, that is a very colourful hand to get rid of. Yeah, when there's nothing in there, you've got nothing to attach to, so you've got to manually group them. Yeah, you just have to right-click one of the cards and go group, but well, I guess there goes half the search targets for this thing, but
Signs of Evolution.
yep. So this lets you, for 1 energy, search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon of different types that evolve from Eevee. So
And there's only one left. So...
yeah, because you just discarded all the other ones, but that's fine. So we have the Flareon over here, which is very spooky. And yeah, we will draw. This is unworkable. Whatever. We will level ball here and pray for something. I am fucking next card would have been a supporter, of course it would have been. You know, would help, but it's fine. What the hell do we do with this? Well, I guess the one potential plus thing is I don't have to do quite as much damage, but, you know. I am, unfortunately, starting with something that can't exactly do damage, though, so... Yikes. Just trying and... Yeah, okay, if you wanna keep them aside, yeah. So the important reason for that, just before I make my decision on stuff, is Flareon, as you can see up here, the Vengeance attack for 2 colorless does 20 plus 10 for every Pokemon that is in the discard pile. So the more stuff you get in there, the absolute better for whatnot there. Right, so yeah, we're taking Exeggcute of just figuring out the rest of this here, because it is not pretty. I think we want to go Ultra Ball, discarding the Exeggcute and the Super Rod to grab a second one. And the logic for this, the Exeggcute, lets you put it back into the hand from the discard pile. Says once per turn, but it forgets as soon as it gets to the hand that it has done that. So we'll be bringing both of these back so we can Ultra Ball them both away and grab ourselves a Sneasel here. So, got 2 eggs, we've got that. I'm going to attach to the Sneasel, and that is going to have to do it for now.
Hey.
Yeah. So, right now we have 4 Pokemon in the discard, if it would actually show it to me. There we go. 4
60
Pokemon.
damage.
Yes. Yeah, it just didn't show the number for some reason, that was weird.
Will evolve.
Does have a second attack as well, if that has to be the way for the early game though.
We'll Ultra Ball, discarding Leafeon and switch.
Okay. I see hard drew the other Leafeon as well, it's a bit of a shame.
Grab our Yanmask.
So the Ditto can transform into whatever it feels like, basically, and for basic Pokemon, and that counts to save turns in play and whatnot. So this could evolve if it was available.
Well, DC and Chorus.
Ooh, wow. Okay, Chorus for 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have Junipered there. I know it's so painful, but...
We'll put down another Ditto, and then Revenge is doing 70.
It's 10 short, yeah.
Yeah, we'll Revenge.
Okay, so Vengeance.
Actually, no, we'll heat tackle.
I was gonna say, if you want to get the
let's
kill,
just
you've got to heat tackle here. I will let you know you are unless I top deck support, you are probably still winning this anyway. And I didn't. I have energy, but all I have is that I can get 2 Exeggcute back. I do 80, but you've still got 10 because you do 10 to yourself with heat tackle, but you've still got enough and I get benched. So I just drew late. I couldn't play at the start of this one, so whatever. It's fine. Not really anything I can do about it. It's one of the many flaws of playing any deck, to be honest. It's you know, stuff just happens like that. Okay. I guess we probably do that. I mean, at least I got the search stuff going at the start, which was kind of neat, but just didn't have anything to follow up. Yep. And not this time, okay. Right, so we will draw. That's amusing game, but whatever. We will put a Dark Claw down on Sneasel. We will attach, and we will end here. Yeah, we'll get to that. Once we see what else is here. So we get our 6. Ultra Ball, discarding Exeggcute and Dark Energy. See what we have. Okay, so that's a pretty big prize to know. We've got 1 there. 1 there. That's there. So I think I know all of them from that. Yeah, looking at it, because I've got that there. I think I know all of them, so that's good. Right, so we'll do the same thing as before. We'll get the Exeggcute. We will propagate the Exeggcute back and Ultra Ball the 2 away again here. To kind of want to grab just a Sneasel here, I think. Yeah, we'll grab Sneasel. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to discard another Exeggcute right now, so even though I want to get it, I think it's better just to get this benched. We'll bench a Sableye as well, and we will corner for the 30 and prevent retreats. Not that this is going to retreat this turn anyway, but still.
One Ditto needs to go down.
Yep.
Ultra Ball, discarding Ditto, and Flareon.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you might want to keep them aside, so it's important to note the Ditto has 70 HP as well, so whilst it does like transform and basically become the Pokemon you put it onto, for purposes of my corner, I can't actually KO it next turn, so that's kind of important to note. Yep.
Get an Eevee.
Yep.
Attach Fire Energy to the Ditto. Pass.
Okay. Yeah, I can see the logic with that. Right, we will Dark Patch. Seems pretty okay. So Dark Patch can go on to the Sneasel, and last card is Random Receiver. So let's see what we can get. That's why I was like, I don't wanna get the Exeggcute, instead getting the Sneasel, because I can't guarantee I'm getting the Juniper off of this, right? And I didn't have any other way of discarding. So if I get N, then yeah, that's it. I would have been annoyed with getting that. So yeah, not much choice. I'm gonna play it anyway, right? Yeah, I mean, you didn't bench the Eevee, so I figured there had to be something up with it, but you know. Okay, so I mean, we're getting there. This is a weird hand. Let's level ball. grab ourselves an egg. I feel like I just go for it here, but it's a little risky, but yeah, I feel like I just do it. We've got Weavile, I have the energy for it, and, well, I mean, I have 3 eggs, so it'd be like 110 is the max I can do here. We will Vilify. Discard as many Pokemon from the hand as you like. 30 times the number of Pokemon you discarded. So, discarding just a 1, it does 50, but it doesn't really matter how much it did there. Ah, you got it back.
Ditto's ability.
Nice. So it still gets you the Flareon, and that's helpful here.
We'll put down a Yamask. We'll end.
Nice. Okay. So I get 5.
Fortunately, I'm still not in a good position here.
I have just enough damage threshold available to make it awkward.
The Ultra Ball and just the awkward thing here.
I imagine you're probably looking for DC Heat Tackle here.
I'd have that at least.
Okay, so
put down another EV.
Yep.
And we will Heat Tackle for the KO.
Yep, because 90 HP. Woo. That's fine. We'll go there. And we will draw. Man, how do you keep enemy out of supporter cards into like nothing in hand there? It's so stupid. It's fine. Like I have ways I can still play. It's just like how do we keep getting to this point where I don't have supporters off events? We will Ultra Ball, discard the 2, grab ourselves out another 1. So that's our 4th. I should probably just keep the eggs separate, like you're keeping your mon separate, right? Because if I need to use them, then that's, you know. Right, so this one's currently in hand, because I already have Weavile, have the energy, we'll bench Sneasel, and yeah, pitching with propagation as well, it's like 120 that I can get to, so we will do the 120, take the knockout here. Currently up at 3 Pokemon, so Vengeance is doing 50 in its current state. Imagine that's not staying for long, but...
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah, there's actually more in there. Yeah, so we're up at like 6. So that is just 10 shy right now of taking the knockout with Vengeance. Spooky. Gotta admit, I don't think I can keep up if you do that, but we'll see. Okay.
10.
Yep. So I get 4 this time.
This is not ideal. Escape rope?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not a choice for you. Let's put Absol up. It has a whole 10 more HP, so...
Ultra Ball to get rid of Audino and switch.
Okay. I was gonna say it's not gonna matter in the slightest, but it actually does right now.
And pass.
Not searching anything?
Oh, right. Do that. Yeah. Sorry.
That's alright, just gotta make sure. What have we got?
Oh, Flareon.
Right, yeah, because it's Ultra Ball, so okay. Cool. Right, we will draw. Yeah, this guy's only got a 1 retreat, so we can do that. I feel... this feels bad, but I feel like I've got to just catch her up the Eevee and... You know, right?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I think that's game if I don't get anything this order.
Yeah. I'm gonna Juniper here.
You would think getting Pokemon would not be as challenging, but the
Yeah.
supporters are failing me.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. We'll get Weavile down. I will pay the one to retreat. I was kind of hoping not to have to do that, but whatever. And yeah, we will use the Exeggcutes. We'll vilify for our enough, basically.
Catcher in the Absol.
Yep.
Colress.
Ooh. Yep. Oh, free helmet. Yeah, this is very awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Is what it is. Happens.
I mean, hey, at least we got to show this bit this time off it, I suppose, but I have a notification from... Where is it? Oh, it's probably... That's Pika doing the thing. Yep, okay. Right, are we doing the third one with this, or are we shifting over to the other thing then?
Let's do another one.
Notes. Yep. That all-important Game Free, as MBT would say.
Oh, awful. Absolutely disgusting.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about this one. Alright, what are we after?
Heads?
Yeah?
I feel we're both in the,
oh no!
In the same situation.
Well, I'm not starting the Sneasel that can kill you, so...
Ultra Ball discarding Leafeon and Fire Energy.
Okay. I'll shift the Leafeon to the side. Uh-huh.
Ultra Ball discarding... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's alright.
Eggs and... N.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Eevee, DCE.
When it works.
Juniper.
That's a pretty good Juniper. Dang.
Ditto, Yamask.
I don't know what you're complaining about. This is fine. Obviously, it could have been a problem if I was going first, but...
Switch.
Uh-huh.
Signs of Evolution.
You were complaining with this too. Good lord. I
mean, if I could have got donked.
You could have. Would have been. I would have needed to start either Sableye or the other Sneasel and had like Dark Claw Energy go in first, which is not impossible, but yeah.
We'll grab the 3.
Yep. I will attach, I will put a Dark Claw down, and that is the turn. I've got nothing.
Cofagrigus.
Yep.
6 feet under.
So this lets you put 3 damage counters on the guy, and I'm assuming you have the evolution method here as well. Yeah. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Next card wasn't helping anyway, so yeah, I couldn't do anything. Yep, just a brick. That happens with any deck, really. There's very little that I could have possibly even hoped to have done. That's a shame. You know, didn't really get anything in that one, but oh well. I did add a chorus in here as well, so like I did actually have an extra supporter compared to what you'd seen before, but I mean, that's just ridiculously bad luck. There really isn't anything else you can say about it. So the change I made that I'm not super sure on is I took out one of my 3 catchers so I could get the 4th Dart Patch in, because I really did notice how bad the energy crunch was, right? And when we played before, and it was just, I needed to do something and I couldn't really see anything else I could even possibly take out. The fact that I have Dowsing Machine means I can at least try and do the thing, but yeah, it's like, it feels bad, but at the same time it's like, I didn't lose to really much of anything except just bricking there, right? And any deck could do that, so yeah, maybe I don't...
We were both getting it as...
Yeah, it's like maybe I don't have as many supporters in here as I could do, but I still have 11 outs to them, and every supporter card in this deck is like impossibly strong, right? Colress is maybe the only one that's a little iffy at the start, but even then it's like, you know, not always the worst in a deck that plays 3 Level Ball and 4 Ultra Ball. So it's like, I should not. And like, I have 16 basics in this deck as well. I know the Exeggcute is not ones you want to bench, but I have 20 Pokemon in this deck and 16 of them are basics. So yeah, to start as bad as I did there is exceptionally unlucky. So, you know. Unfortunately, getting that like twice basically in the span of 3 games is just even worse, but it happens. Yeah, so this deck is very silly as well. Like we basically saw almost all of the idea of it. The only thing we didn't see was Leafeon because it didn't really come up. It's not supposed to come up in that sort of matchup anyway. And yeah, it's sort of just there mostly as a discard and, you know, like throw the thing away a little bit to get more power of vengeance. But sometimes it comes up and
it bullies Blastoise decks.
Yeah, if they don't just go in with a Kyurem, it can bully them pretty hard. Leafeon is very sad if they go in with Kyurem because then
to be fair, Flareon also just deals with Kyurem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like you don't even really need the help in that matchup for the most part. It's very silly.
It deals with basically everything.
Yeah. It does if it gets going, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I know myself that this deck has got a lot of issues. Like, obviously you play 4 Exeggcute, starting those is a death sentence, right? That's why we have to play so many basic Pokemon as well, just that we try and not start only Exeggcute. Usually it works, but yeah, this thing dies to literally everything in the format, so, you know.
It's generally not something you ever want to put down on your bench.
Yeah. So, like, that's an obvious problem. The fact that this takes 2 energy as well is kind of annoying, but it's 2 energy on an evolution, which means that you can't really do the Chorus Machine stuff here, because you can't Chorus Machine to a Sneasel, which is really annoying. So that's obviously a problem. Vilify does a lot of damage, but with the Exeggcute only, it caps out at 120, so you need other mods to get up there. Like, you need an extra Pokemon, which can sometimes be a bit taxing to, like, keep going whilst you're streaming this thing. And also, like, Darklaw. At least 170 is really good numbers right now for most of the, like, top stuff. Obviously, Darkrai, Lando, those kind of get around it. Black Kyurem could be sort of annoying. Black Kyurem is a huge resource sink against this lot, though. And even then, like, Hail can sometimes come up in that sort of bit just to get that extra bit down. But 170 is a super relevant number, so the 2 Darklaw actually really help. So, like, it's fine, right? I really love this deck because it's, like, such a unique way of doing things. There are very few times where it's, like, discard Pokemon from your hand and do damage, or do something really silly like that, right? There's a Mega Gardevoir at the end of Gen 6 that does the same-ish kind of thing, but it discards off the bench instead. It's not a very good damage multiplier, but hits good numbers and stuff, so I'll be wanting to try that out when we get there. But this is not normally a sort of way that a deck operates, and the fact of it does have a lot of support, it actually is just quite nice to play. But it also gets kind of bullied by a lot of the stuff that's around at the moment, so... And it isn't even just, like, the hassle sometimes of getting these Exeggcute discarded and whatnot for it. It just gets outpaced because it's 2 energy on a frail, like, one-hittable stage 1 that is very difficult to keep going and going with. That's the main issue, really. But it is fun, and... it's just neat seeing some of the stuff that you can do with this crazy Exeggcute that came out in this set, right? So it's certainly different, and yeah, I enjoy that part of it. But I do acknowledge this is nowhere near as good as like the other fun decks I've looked at. Well, it's probably better than Quadsar, but let's face it, just about everything's better than Quadsar. So you know, yeah. That's pretty much all I've got to say on the matter. I like it, but I understand this is certainly not the best play that you could do right now. Which is why it's not the only thing that I was looking at in the first place to go in with, so... Like, my other attempt at, like, my own creation this round hasn't really worked very well. It just gets beat by regular plasma stuff, so that's not really something I'd be going with. But I do have other things to... do a mess around with, so
So, who wants to deal with Pepper?
Wow! I like the way you put that. In that case, I'll do it first. Rude. Do we want to clear these up before we start, just in case like lag stuff comes in? Just group them up.
Probably a good idea.
Just like you're getting the next deck, like you're getting.
I mean, I know what I'm playing for my next deck, and you might be in for a ride.
Well, that's a mulligan.
Yeah, but you're on plus power, so it's something to be paranoid about. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of wish I didn't have to show that, but it's fine. Wow, okay. There's another one that shows the A-spec, but...
Yeah, diving machine, and yeah, a bunch of other stuff.
Yep. I think there's like 10 basics in this deck, but you wouldn't believe it based on this. Pretty unfortunate start. Not really anything too fancy showing off there, I guess. Oh no, there's a tool scrapper, but...
Oh no, you're in Plasma.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't figure that out from the chorus machines.
Yeah, I know, right? Alright, what would you like?
Heads.
No. Okay. Another Eevee. Alright. Sounds good to me. Well, this is just amusing, but I don't know if it's actually good. Probably be right. Alright, let's random receiver, see what we can do with that. Yeah, that's actually what I wanted, so we're fine.
Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna do
I
it.
didn't get laughed at for my giant hand.
Yep. I had other stuff I could have used, but that was what I actually wanted, so... Right, okay. How do we work with this hand? Because this hand looks pretty good, I'm just... not sure exactly... No, I think I know what we're gonna do. Alright, let's go. Lugia, Thunderous, yeah, we'll put the second one down. Bicycle, draw 2. Draw until we have 4. It's kind of annoying because I'd like to have kept that, but whatever. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to do it anyway. Ultra Ball, discard Plasma Energy, and switch. Would have liked to have not had to discard switch, but I think it's fine. So we have those. There's that. Okay. So that's all available, I suppose. We'll grab another Deoxys. Right, last card is second Bicycle, so we're drawing 4. Okay.
Feels like Gen 4.
I know, right? Unfortunately, didn't get the energy that I wanted, so we're just gonna have to put a Plasma Energy down here, and that's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, if I could have Raiden Knuckled there, that would have actually been a ridiculously good turn 1, but not quite in the cards.
Energy
That's fine.
search.
Ooh, okay. Plasma deck playing Energy Search. I mean, I guess it doesn't strictly have to be full Plasma stuff, but you see the Eevee and you either think it's Vengeance shenanigans or it's Umbreon, so generally it's gonna be something Plasma-wise. Psychic.
Hatch. Benzorua.
Oh, you're on Jimmy Ballard's deck, huh?
I get when I'm burnt out, I play Jet.
Alright then.
Timed evolution.
Yeah.
Various e-boy noises.
So remember, Si, when you said that I was the one who was going to play this deck? Yeah, that's not happening.
I was the one who said that.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff to potentially look at. We'll see if how much of it comes up. Alright, we will draw. Okay, that's pretty good, I suppose. Floatstone. I mean, it's good. I wasn't necessarily needing it this turn, but it's fine. We'll Juniper, discard Catcher, and switch. Yeah, Chorus Machine. Got that. DCE. Floatstone can switch out. Plasma Ball. I guess I don't need to grab another Deoxys considering the deck that we're playing against here, so Kyurem. So we get that
Sad
down.
e-boy noises.
Very sad e-boy noises. And we will, yeah, we will Plasma Gale for the 140 as it is at the moment, and because of Lugia's ability, we take an extra prize. So we'll take our 2. The funny thing with this is that it's protected against Zoroark too, because if you can't discard the Plasma Energy, the attack does nothing, so...
Evolve to Leafy.
Okay.
Evolve to Zoroark. Capture in. Yeah. That way. So I'm gonna have to bring this in.
Okay, yep.
Laser Bank.
Okay, so do we hit it? Yep.
DCE. No, I've not hit anything. I'm dead. Well, no, if you get this and hit me, I don't draw. I'm probably dead anyway. So yeah, I'll just put the 90 on for now.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was just checking. I was like, oh yeah, Raiden Knuckle actually could give you an energy back there because you've got the Psychic in the discard. Yep. Alright, fair enough. Didn't want to have to do it this way, but Dowsing Machine, I guess we'll do that. Pitch the plus power because I don't need that, and looking at this hand, probably no, we'll discard Lightning Energy to grab one of our many switches that I have discarded so far. Like, yeah, or one of 2 of them. Yeah, I didn't want to have to use that, but you know, it is what it is. So we'll play the switch. We'll get this out. If I didn't flip Tails off of that, I had a Floatstone. That's what I actually wanted to use. I have another Plasma Energy, and yeah, I guess I'll Chorus here then, because this is probably the best value I'm getting out of a Chorus right now. So we'll shuffle draw 6. Not much really to add to that, I guess. So what do I not... I guess I'll use plus power because I don't really want to draw them at this point, do I? Off of an N. So we'll use that, and then we will go for the Plasma Gale for the 150 as it is now.
And scoop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't think an EV can turn into that many
It would be funny,
that
wouldn't
kind
it?
of a hands. so...
Yeah, the
Never saw supporter after the end, so...
The two prizes were Deoxys plus powers. That's why I was just looking at it going, I wasn't like desperate enough to fin the deck where I was gonna tool scrap on my own floatstone, but yeah, I was like, I don't really want to draw a plus power against this anymore, do I? Because like, what am I using plus power on, you know? So I was like,
I made a couple of changes, but I think this deck's just dead to Lugia regardless of what I try
yeah, and oh god, I feel
like,
bad.
Like the deck even tries to play Plasma Energies. Why?
Yeah.
I put a Plasma Energy out for a 12 DCE because a Zoroark deck with 3 DCE.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Because DCE doesn't really do anything for this lot, so I don't know. It's like part of me wants to say I can see it, but if you're really committed to the Zoroark, then
Also,
yeah,
I used to 2 basics.
Yeah. I think this just shows that Zoroark itself is just kind of out at this point. Also, yeah, as you said, Energy Surge with 2 basic energy. What? Hold up.
Oh, this is unladylike behavior.
Meanwhile, yeah, I'm sorry. I keep seeming to like counter hit you in these last couple of ones because yeah, I was just Turbo Lugia was the other deck I was gonna play. I know exactly what size, obviously, looking at is his main thing he hasn't shown yet. So I was like, well, what else am I gonna do? My main options I was thinking of like Blastoise Kyurem would have been fine, but I can show that off next time if I want to. And the thing I wanted to build this week was like Umbreon Tornadus, but I wasn't really getting it to do very much, so just died to the regular plasma stuff. So I was like, I guess that's not worth it just now. Doesn't help that Thunderous hits it for weakness, right? So that probably is a bit of a bad sign. And then like Jason's world's winning like Speed Darkrai deck, I mean like one change to add an Absol in there, that would have been the other thing I'd have looked at. But again, that can be, you know, an extra another thing, because this isn't the only time that we have to play this round of sun, right? Because my god, there's a lot of stuff that you can do.
Yeah, it's not the Jolteon just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Unless you get Electric Diffuse, which just doesn't fit the energy profile of the deck at all.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean that's pretty much it. Is as you saw, this was just like complete Turbo Lugia. This thing is insane as a deck thing. I mean, we already said like the Lugia could be really good. It just didn't quite hit the numbers last round. Yeah, 4 Deoxys and 4 plus power means it hits the numbers pretty freaking well, right? So plus the odd Raiden Knuckle and stuff there as well. So it's like if you could start with getting the Fundy down. I just missed the Prism or the basic Lightning to get that Plasma back turn 1, because I had the Switch in hand. I just couldn't get the energy that I wanted. But you know, it's pretty strong as it turns out. So you know, yeah, it really shows the power of the Lugia, especially into these sorts of decks. But again, you can hit EX numbers with this as well, and it's terrifying.
Okay, someone needs to be got back for earlier.
I guess I need to be like color thingied as well, huh?
Yep, so.
That's alright. So we have that. That's cool. Nah, removed my selection. It's fine.
Bull.
That was also incredibly silly as well. I'm just like, I'm sorry, 3 mulligans off of this, like what?
And then you found it.
I did. I had like 2 Chorus and a Juniper in that hand, and I was like,
well,
no, oh dear.
Okay.
I was like, I know what I need, so I'm gonna use the receiver. Oh, I don't think you can draw that many
illegal
cards.
maneuver.
Oh, that's amusing.
Well,
oh, for goodness sake.
This is actually kind of expected. This is actually...
Okay, fair enough.
Not a mull!
Oh god, right, okay.
Heads or tails?
Heads. Da 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 da.
Ah! I see. Put down that. Put down that.
Also, I went second last time as well. That never helps.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't.
This would be a much better situation going first as well.
Prism Energy, Floatstone, and
For all the good Floatstone's gonna do in there against the Snorlax, okay?
I mean, I just don't want to draw it again.
I know, that's the thing. You've got to fin it. So I'm not like faulting you for it. It's just like, yeah, you got to get it out. But
Thunderous. Ultra Ball, discarding Water and Kyurem. Deoxys, and pass.
Okay. Catcher in the Deoxys.
yeah, I was waiting for that. I was like, uh-oh.
I mean, also not really a problem.
It might not be, because, yeah, eventually, if it gets to attack, it could be pretty good. Depends on the way this plays out.
Skyla. Okay.
Admittedly, this is quite a nice Skylar art.
Yeah, that's the reason I picked it.
I guess this is rotated out of the format now as well, huh? Because it's Regulation Mark D in terms of standard. Huh. Forgot that it was that old.
Skylar can get supporters, right?
Yeah, it can. Any trainer card. So nowadays it would be able to get tools as well, whereas like Iridir for item search cannot. Yeah, Snorlax is another very, very strange one for the Weavile deck. I did actually play against it. Not Quad Snorlax, but I did play against Lax when I was messing about with my stuff. And yeah, not being able to switch in a deck that doesn't have a switch card is really fucking annoying.
You're likely to be on Furbank, so... Correct, that's going to get done up anyway, so put the DC on now, and
Alright.
I'm not attacking yet.
It's a very strange thing, isn't it? Because it's like you know internally.
Prism Energy, Skyla, Culver's Machine.
Yeah, that's a play. Jesus. Yeah, it's like internally it's like, oh man, I really don't want to attach energy in the face of this thing being able to do like more damage to me and whatnot, but I also need to be able to hit at some point, right? So
Helix Force.
yep. So long as the Deoxys has plasma energy on, it's 30 plus 30 for every energy on the defending Pokemon. It's not quite.
I'm not stuck in here with you.
Yeah.
Burbank. Juniper. So they got a bloody brick. Triple Triad.
Triple Triad.
Nice meme.
Uh-huh. Feels bad.
Max Pot to not die.
Yeah, so here's the solution, right?
Yeah, that's been invested in, so I'm going to Hypnotoxic Laser it.
Flip your coin. No sleep.
That's probably alright.
And I'll pass there.
One of my own.
That's the problem with putting Verbank down, but...
Why does this Snorlax not have immunity?
N for 6.
Sure.
And Helix Force for another 30.
Yep, so 60 with the bank down.
I'll put the poison cannon so we don't forget it's there. That's going to be a long-term poison.
Yeah. Most likely is, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just going to have to rip a straight end, because end to a brick.
Yeah, in the situation where you really don't want to put an energy on this Snorlax. God, this deck is so weird.
Well, Snorlax goes down, that always happens. Plasma Ball for next Snorlax is also always happening.
Another one.
Yeah, it's painful, but I'm gonna have to burn a scramble switch here.
Yeah, just to get out the poison. God, I love this card, but sometimes you do just have to play it as a regular switch, and, you know, oh well.
And follow this machine's correct here in case N pops up again. Putting it on the bench one. Lessons learned.
Yeah.
I will risk the catcher. I will.
I certainly don't fault you for just attaching the energy and stuff, because you do want to attack eventually, don't you? So certainly do not fault.
Catcher will know on my energy.
Damn it!
Prism energy onto the Thunderous. And we will Helix Force for 60.
And
The Snorlax do be blocking.
fourth Lax.
So are we passing?
No, I've got some more things to decide I might move. ECE on a fresh Snorlax.
Fair enough.
Someday we will get to Team Pact. Just you wait.
Or I win entirely on.
Honestly, that's more likely.
Yeah, I'll pass it from there. If you have it,
Yeah, that's up to 150.
Yeah.
Certainly is.
Do I want to risk it? Fuck it. Prism on the thing, Kyurem, or Prism on the Kyurem,
Yeah.
Skyla. Computer search, discarding Colress and Verbank.
Oh, that's clever. I like it. Get some extra stuff that you don't want to draw in case of another N. I like it.
Haunts.
Oh, that's gonna
Wait.
die.
Gives me options to get out. Put a floatstone on it and Helix Force.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can't retreat out the Keldeo because of block, right?
Indeed.
Okay, you get
have...
going to my turn.
Yep.
No, I actually should switch Ascension.
Yeah, so I was thinking, like, hang on, you know, Keldeo rushing in here? It's like, it's
Yeah,
the
no, I
greatest
should,
rush I've
yeah.
ever seen.
We'll do that. Deny the
Yeah,
prize.
you get 60 damage on, but it's not exactly killing me. Yeah, it's like, you just give me a 2-prize KO, just...
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, this is the issue, as Keldeo kind of gets stuck too, huh?
Can I look?
You should I mean, I know it was it looks like a counter deck thing against what, you know, when I played you, Pepper, but you should probably be grateful that you're not playing against Lugia with this, because I think, based on my past experience against this deck, I probably would have wrecked it, so... With Lugia, anyway. I don't think that would have been a close matchup.
No. Pew pew. Pass it there.
In this case, this is better.
It's a solid 8 cards off of that, so...
Attach water energy to the Kyurem. And pass.
Okay.
Probably not.
Switch to the healthy Snorlax. Pass. That's on 90.
That is pretty much what deck do.
Catcher the one with 2 energy, Hypnotoxic Laser. Float Stone on that to get it out of my hand.
Oh, that's an awkward hand. I don't mind being end out of it. I don't.
Colorless Machine. And pass.
Okay.
Do you wake up? Not that it matters too much, I know, but... God, imagine if it laser was doing 40 here for you. Jeez.
Sleepy Snorlax.
This deck is such a pain in the ass.
I think I know what my game plan is here.
I'm glad to hear you've got one. That's step one.
Double hammer on the Curum.
Alright, flip your coins. Oh, wait,
No,
those are halves.
enhanced hammer. Yep. So this is special energy go.
It's fine.
Yeah, you wouldn't play two. You can't play two of those at once if it's crushing hammer because you gotta do the flip first.
Though I'm not really sure if I need Blizzard.
Plasma on the healthy Snorlax and
Actually, you're on a 4-card hand. That's not too bad.
did you put the damage on the Curum for that time?
Not yet. Not yet.
Needs to go on. Incorrect action.
Obviously in this collection.
So that was you trying to do 1-5. You did the 1 and it was fine because it went to 10, and then the 5 drew the card instead.
Yeah,
Because the mouse moved. Yeah. Uh huh.
Well, and
Okay.
patch of water to the Kyurem. And we will pass.
Okay, that's a 2-prize KO. I go for 90. And I roll. Well, I was gonna switch anyway.
Seems
That's
legit.
happening regardless, because you know, I was gonna die going into my turn of what into your turn otherwise.
It's got 130 HP, so not the case,
Oh, yeah.
but yeah.
Skylar. Catcher in the.
You've
Catcher in the healthy Deoxys. DCE on the healthy Snorlax. And pass there.
Hypnotoxic Laser.
Are you gonna flip for it? I know it probably doesn't matter, but the principle of it here, that it's, you know.
Colress machine?
It can't be Colress Prism at least. I've seen all 4 Prisms.
I noted that as well.
Bianca? Yeah, no, I can't get out of this. Because I don't have switches, I've got the Keldeo engine instead.
That's what this was preying on.
Yeah, no. I know what's left in the deck from here.
So, I mean, yeah, we can't really know just seeing Snorlax initially. The problem was benching too much stuff, right? If we didn't bench all of the Deoxys, we could probably have worked around that. But yeah, not having Switch, that's the thing this deck was trying to prey on, you know. This Plasma was the new big thing, right? And I know you could play this before, but this deck was really good into Plasma decks that didn't play a bunch of Switch. Which is not what my Lugia deck was. That was free Switch 2 Floatstone, because I don't have Keldeo in there. So you probably would have lost that one very handily if you played this against me.
My only worry that I might have gone a bit too hard on the switches and run myself low for late game, but...
Well, the thing is, you were up on deck cards as well. I did spot
Yeah,
that.
that's what I saw.
Yeah, I figured you'd looked at that as well.
I'd steal my ends. So, well, I'm pretty sure most were gone from Psy at that point.
Well, the thing is, N just exacerbated the up on cards problem, right? Because all you have to really do is just draw a pass until he runs out at that point. Once you had seen all of the Prism Energy go, I mean, I have seen the very rare TDK deck, like Plasma deck in general, playing one like Blend Energy, but that's if they play the Absol as well. But that's exceptionally unlikely, and
yeah, like I was worried about the Rogue blend as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was considering hammering the Deoxys there, though. No, it was probably wrong. I asked how much should probably have gone to the Thunderous. I was considering it, but I thought, if he has Riding Knuckle, how much do I care? I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah, so...
Yeah, maybe it is best just to get it offline to avoid any Prisms coming back.
Certainly possible. Yeah, so... Again, looking at this against my Lugia thing, obviously you've got a lot of enhanced hammer, that can be a problem, but the sheer fact of I can just kind of go and knock you, like take 2 prizes in one go, certainly helps my case a little bit here. And the fact of I have free switch means I can probably get out in a free switch in a Dowser machine actually as well. So like I can get out to the Thunderous to reload, and I have like 1 basic lightning energy, so I don't know if that's enough, but you know, if I put a basic lightning down on the Thunderous, then that probably scuppers most of this bit. I would have a game plan at the very least looking into this, which is
awkward games in that game. I had Juniper away 3 Shadow Triads.
That certainly doesn't help.
Really short on lasers.
Yeah, that certainly doesn't help.
1 was prized as well.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of what happens when, like your deck has only got 8 actual supporter cards, right? So it is
8
kind of
random receiver,
which are just going to hit Shadow Triad, so they're not actually good in this deck.
Yeah, I was a bit questioning them, but
I'm sorry, Wasi, but that was a very poor decision on your part putting these in the deck.
Would you like Colress in the 4 Pokemon deck? Sounds very wrong.
Nah, you probably have to play it. Getsis is probably decent. Bianca is probably reasonable. You could, if you're really sort of always having too many cards in hand, you could probably get away with playing Charon. You have got 4 Skylar as well, so I suppose Charon just getting a couple of extra cards isn't even that bad. So it's probably fine. But I don't like Random Receiver in here because it just doesn't hit good targets most of the time.
There's no point I really wanted to play it either. No.
Yeah, I spotted that because you had it in hand for like what 2-3 turns at the end there, and it's just like I can't play this because there's nothing I want to hit.
Like if I hit second Juniper, I mean I go too long on supporters.
Yeah.
Like I've been looking for N there, but I only have 2 N left, like two Junipers, a Triad, and some number of Skylar.
Yeah. No, I think if you wanted to play something else, there it probably would be it wouldn't be Chorus because you can't fill your own bench, right? So you have to rely on the opponent to do that for anything reasonable.
And as you know, if you know what this is doing, that's a misplay.
Yes. Yeah, so I think you probably do just go ahead and swap that out for like Charon, in my opinion, if you want another supporter.
Charon,
but you could easily not, though.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want beyond because the way some of those hands went. That was probably just my bad luck.
Yeah.
Energy flooding on 8? Really?
I mean, yeah. That's fair. Like, I wouldn't hate putting in that. Yeah. I mean, this show, like, this is a preying on the meta trend sort of thing, which is totally how it should be, like, how a format should go and stuff as well. This is, like, Keldeo Floatstone is so ridiculously good. How can we stop that, potentially? And turns out Snorlax is a big old fatso that just kind of gets in the way, and, you know... It's like, nah.
I'm not sure about the Scramble Switch. Part of me thinks it's the dowsing deck.
It could be. I think the idea behind Scramble Switch obviously is that if you do get a little bit damaged on your main guy, you switch out with that. It's another switch card to get out of the enemy laser as well, right? You can switch out of your guy, and
could it be a float at that point?
Maybe. Seems a bit weird though. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the fact if you just blank the Tool Scrappers as well, personally.
Yeah,
but...
I know, but it's like 5th Switch. This deck never plays rope.
No, it certainly doesn't, because that gives the opponent a choice of what they bring in, so certainly not escape mode.
Because there's 5th Switch, and I think Floatstone has to be considered as 5th Switch, which is not your ace spec.
It's possible. Maybe that's what you take the random receiver out for then. Yes. Because I mean,
it would be like -2 receiver, +1 Sharon or something, +1 Dazzling Machine, +1 Floatstone.
Yeah, you could do. I still love Scrabble Switch personally, and I probably would still at least give it a few more tests of it.
It might have been bad because I was into Deoxys.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that is what it is, but no, I just think the fact of you get to like recover with this basically, just go, all right, now my energy that is really, as you saw, is really freaking hard to build up on one guy on this deck. My energy just gets to like move to a new guy, and then I can max part the old one if I want to. That's why I like about it.
That's why I think it might have been in Deoxys. Like, it might be you're supposed to build up the lead guy and then scramble switch him out. But you don't really want to build up the lead guy when Deoxys is in front of you and actually attacking.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so...
But by the time I had hammers, it was nearly dead. It's like, I don't want to waste a hammer on this.
That's fair. Yeah, so if I was playing this one, my game plan would have just been like, okay, let's bench as few things as possible, like maybe one Kyurem and get the Thunderous in play as the primary thing. Because if you catch a laser the Thunderous, that's probably okay, because I'm getting my energy back, right? Defends against Enhanced Hammer. So that's what I would have looked to have done. Deoxys is a very hit-and-miss thing with it. If you're looking to get the Snorlax powered up, it's obviously very strong going against it, but it's very easy to trap.
I think if you played Deoxys, you Shadow Drop it. Shadow Drop, Prism, Colossus Machine, done.
Yeah, although you can't switch to it, so Shadow Dropping doesn't really work in this build. Yeah, you're forgetting the entire point of your own deck. Yeah.
Right, no switch.
The only time, like, if I was looking at it from my Lugia's perspective, I could consider Shadow Dropping one Deoxys down, because that Shadow Drop is there to get Lugia to kill you, right? Instead of using a plus power, if I have to, I could just put the Lugia down, and that gets the one shot, because you've got no defensive options in this deck, right? It's all, you've got to use the Laser Verbank, so...
might be reasonable, though a lot of my damage that game was just laser.
Yeah, so it's yeah, like I'm not faulting anything off it. That way, it's just like, yeah, there's no real way of defending against Plasma Gale in this thing. So it's just like, that's all I'd really need to look at. Is again, maybe getting one of the Thunderous down as early as possible. If I just hit Raid Knuckles a lot, then your hammers are not meaningless, but certainly don't do as much. You just have to hammer the Thunderous at that point. But then that's why I play a basic Lightning, right? So there's at least a shot. And then against the Weavile, well, I mean, Infinite Junk Hunt Wars is not terrible for the starting bit, and yeah, like, eventually I'm going to be able to kill it, and it doesn't exactly take a lot for Vilify to do the stuff, but I also don't have Laser in that deck, because I couldn't fit it. Like, how on earth am I fitting Laser Verbank in a deck that plays 20 Pokemon, right? And, you know...
I can
so...
see it struggling to stabilize, especially if it gets a slow start. It needs to laser the stable ASAP.
Yeah, so the other deck, like I was saying, the other deck I could have considered playing was Jason's Darkrai, like the Speed Darkrai type thing, and my Absol would have been pretty bad into that, but the addition that I had off that would have been bad here, but like just Darkrai Night Spear in general is going to be pretty strong here. I think his deck actually played a switch as well, and it's like, yeah, Junk Hunt is really solid there, and it blanks your hammers because it doesn't play special energy, so there's a few extra dead draws that you could take there. So yeah, like it wouldn't have been easy, but I certainly would have had a way of dealing with that sort of thing. But then yeah, if you spread this one out again, it's like, this is very frustrating. I have one Ordino, so maybe I can blank one and two Super Rod. Like, maybe I can blank your laser a little bit, but you know, how much good does it do when I don't have a lot of HP in the first place, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of potential oofs in here.
Eevee could do some nasty things to this as well.
I just realised Exeggcute doesn't even need to be attacked to get OHKO.
No, it does not.
Laser bank it.
Yep. No, it is very depressing that it just kind of dies to the Laser Verbank. That happened only once in testing. There was only one time that I started solo Exeggcute, but then again, 16 basic Pokemon, 4 of them are Exeggcute. So
I had it happen today, so it can happen. I only have 2 of the bastards.
Yeah,
and
it
this many Pokemon.
certainly can, but it's not likely. Is the way around of putting it.
I did turn that around pretty quickly, though.
You did, yeah. And I just didn't have anything. It's unfortunate. Yeah, but I mean, this is Plasma through and through, right? Every deck here is a different thing of Plasma, and it's just like, this shows you how strong the engine is, right? Like, even though, you know, Pepper's deck wasn't really playing into the attack side of it that much, but you know, if you didn't have to discard 3 of them, we would have easily seen Shadow Triad Laser stuff is just really strong in its own right. Chorus Machine is still decent in this deck. It's not awful that way.
I was using it to basically threat to set up go to 3-5 in one turn potentially.
Yep. And like, it might be a small thing compared to Heavy Ball, but technically the fact that Team Plasma Ball could be gotten back with Shadow Triad just adds just a little bit more, right, to the deck. You can just get that extra hit with, or extra Mon out a bit more easily, so that's cool. And then yeah, the Weavile, this one doesn't really use the Plasma side of things that much, but it could do if you wanted to. I just think it's a bit too awkward compared to Dark Patch and whatnot here, but you could Chorus Machine in this deck as well. You can play more of the Absol or something, possibly just not play the full 4-4 here, and just be like, okay, Absol, Chorus Machine first, and then Weavile later on. Could easily work. Flareon, I suppose this also didn't do a ton with the Plasma side of things, but I mean, you could play Plasma Ball in here if you wanted. There's plenty of stuff you could search with it, right? So, that's... But I mean, it's more just the fact of there is the option here, right? We could go for, because it's just colorless on here, we could go for Chorus Machine stuff on this. It's certainly possible.
To fit it.
Yeah, it would be, so that's probably why we don't. But you could certainly build like a different version of this that maybe doesn't do the Cofagrigus stuff as much, and certainly do it from there. This is just the easiest way of like discarding Pokemon though. It's like this and Ordino are the easiest ways of, like, you know, not having to rely so much on just Ultra Ball Juniper, right? So that's neat. And then, of course, the Lugia deck was all about doing the Plasma stuff this time. But it shows, you mentioned this in like discussion stuff before, Pepper, how last set felt like it was a waiting room for this one. And I think Turbo Lugia shows that better than basically any deck does here. That that Lugia was okay, but as you saw yourself, not the easiest of things to play in the previous format. But then look at what it did today, right? It's just like, hot damn, that is a shock to the system, alright. Very spooky. So yeah, that is not every iteration of Plasma, obviously, but that is a lot of different ways that the Plasma stuff really shaped this this format, and yeah, you can see why it took Worlds by storm as well. But it wasn't the thing that won Worlds, which is interesting. Darkrai doing it again, huh?
Like, this kind of turbo deck can probably choke on itself sometimes. That's just kind of how turbo decks are.
Yeah, it's a. I mean,
like if you get two or three bicycles, I can see that ending really badly.
yeah, I had two in the hand at the same time. I was looking at whether or not I could like afford to play a bit further down, and I was just like, nah, because I was like, okay, I have Ultra Ball. I could pare this down to get one bite for 4, or I could just draw the 2 and then pare that down and go for the second bite for 4. That seemed a bit better, but. Yeah, if you draw like 3 of these in the same hand, it's not going to be a good time for you, but that's not that common. Although I shouldn't say that given Triple Triad here, but you know, shit happens, right?
Looking at the world's tops, because no big Lugia deck in the top 8 even.
I'm not sure if that. Well, I don't remember exactly what the thingy was, but I was like, I'm not sure if this actually was fully discovered to be like this or like optimized before Worlds, but I don't remember when, like if this had Nats tops or something beforehand. Maybe it was. We're at that sort of point now where it's just about there to be decks are getting discovered like quickly, if you will. 2013 definitely had quite a lot of internet talk and whatnot going on. Not quite as much as what we have at the moment, because the TPCI wasn't doing the like, you know, tournament coverage and stuff like they do now. We weren't quite there yet.
As massive at them
right
then.
Yeah, so yeah, I was. It's funny you mentioned that actually, because when I was going through one of my one of the videos for getting my Quad Snorlax deck built, and one of the things, because I had chat up in those games as well. One of the things was somebody said like, "You're the only person I see streaming PTCGO right now." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it really was different times, wasn't it?" You know.
Even
Funny.
now, there's probably always at least just a few people doing it, even though live's a thing.
Yeah, oh yeah, probably, because we aren't quite on that conversion yet. Right, where are we at? Turbo Lugia. Oh, top 16 US Nats is what this list was based on. So...
And there's a few Lugias in the top 32 at Worlds.
Yeah.
We'll break into the real tops.
Yeah.
It's not in top 16.
Fair enough. Yeah, so it was known, but probably just not as highly played, because, I mean, when you look at the list that's on here, like, I have one Kyurem in instead, because I was like, nah, surely you need something against Safeguard here, right? What's to stop somebody just going Sigilif only, and that's it, right? Surely you've got to have something against that. So I did kind of force a little bit of changes into my list just to sort of work that out. See, I've even got more energy for the Thunderous because I put more emphasis on that too. So yeah, it's like maybe the list that was played like for that stuff just wasn't quite as favorable into what the meta was becoming at that time. Lugia does have a pretty hard time against Thunderous after all, so I was finding this with the Tornado stuff too.
The top.
Yeah. I was finding that with the Tornado deck I was building as well. I was trying to build like I think it's now transformed more into Umbreon Snorlax, but I was trying to build Umbreon Tornadus, like the four Tornadus EX, and you know, go from there. It's a little bit too fragile, I think, but the biggest issue I was coming across is just like Thunderous can easily hit you for 120 damage for Raid Knuckle, and no amount of HP increasing is going to keep you safe from that. So, yeah, like, Lugia can have a similar issue if you go against the more traditional TDK lists that were doing really well at Worlds. So, that's also probably not helping its case. think you've got to prey on the Kyurems in that matchup more than anything, because they're easy to get the KOs on, and if you can manage to get a couple of them down. It's certainly not an unwinnable matchup, but I wouldn't call it favoured, so that probably suppressed it quite a bit at Worlds as well. Because if TDK is like the deck to beat, then having an unfavourable matchup against it isn't going to win you Worlds, is it? So... But yeah, I think that's essentially all the Plasma stuff, but there were plenty of things in this format that weren't Plasma too, and maybe we could see some of them next time, and see how some of the rest of the format goes. Because
I brought one misery deck. Someone else got to bring the next one.
yeah, maybe I'll work on it. I don't know. I don't like playing the deck, but it's more just because I'm not good at playing that sort of deck. So maybe I should do it as a learning exercise, if nothing else. Yeah, there is one deck we have been avoiding like the plague this entire time, that since Dark Explorers, that really should get shown. So yeah, I'll work on it. Don't expect me to have fun playing it, but I'll work on it. But yeah, I mean, there's more than just that, right? The Black Kyurem is something we haven't shown at all yet. The Lando Garb stuff is still decent and potentially better now that we've got Floatstone, right? Darkrai is still a big thing. That can be played a lot of different ways still.
Did anyone bring TDK yet?
That's literally what you just played against. Right?
That's literally...
yeah. My head is...
It's okay.
Right now.
I mean, to be fair, it's just like you play block dot decks, so like it doesn't really matter what you played against, right? You just don't care. So you know, understandable.
I'll probably try and get.
That's why I've been behind on things.
Okay, gonna ask. Would you mind if I try and get a better showing of TDK at some point?
Oh, we can.
Really...
Yeah, we can do that next week as well. I ain't fussed.
That wasn't really the best showing of it.
Yeah. Oh, I say next week because this is Wednesday, so we can do that. No, this is not Wednesday. It's Saturday. What am I talking about?
Yep.
No, you are not.
Roasted.
No, you are not.
I mean, we're all three in this situation because I slipped in the shower on Thursday and in a bit of pain.
Oh no! Oh, I didn't know that.
Nah, didn't need to worry, you guys. Nothing's broke.
That's fair,
Just
but like,
door.
we didn't have to play if you were, you know,
I wanted
like,
to
struggling
play.
for it. Fair enough. That's all that I need to hear. Yeah, no, we can easily show like stuff. I mean, maybe we could tweak the deck or something and see if there's anything that you'd want to change by now, because you've played like 5 or 6 games of it, I think, overall with what we did on on Wednesday and whatnot as well. So I almost said last Saturday again. I'm losing the plot.
Too much genius of Sappho.
Yeah, I know, and it's funny because I want to go back to that now as well. But yeah, oh dear, it's amusing though. Yeah, I think we should definitely try and get another showing of it though, because as you say, didn't quite come together. We didn't really see the Kyurem do anything today, and this was one of the most ridiculous cards in Plasma Freeze. So absolutely need to
I know
get
for
that.
a while, but you need to get rid of my computer seat.
Aww.
Really cares.
Yeah. No, I mean I've still got plenty of stuff to both upload and record here anyway. I've got to filter through and see what the hell we lose in rotation here, because half the stuff we don't. Half the stuff we don't, because it's like legendary treasures, and like I don't know how we're solving that one either. Actually, we're just gonna effectively do the same thing we did with Call of Legends, or what? I guess that's going to be for us to decide as we go forward, isn't it? Because
I don't have to deal with that. I'll be out.
Yeah.
Because aren't you missing for the next few weeks, Pepper?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gone. Well, we don't get Legend Treasures immediately. There is one set before it, so the stuff will rotate for one set. Just gotta check all the secret rares.
Yeah. So I guess this is a reasonable enough time. I haven't stopped the YouTube bit yet. It doesn't matter if everybody's watching this far into it; they can know what's coming up. How do you want us to handle that then, Pepper? Like, Because we don't have to do like a bunch of recording stuff for a while, or you know, I know because I know you're not.
I'm not
going
to hold you up for at least this next. I'll let you do Plasma Blast at least. I'm not going to hold you up like that. It depends on. Is it convenient for me to rejoin with XY? Because that's an obvious restart point.
Yeah, if you want. So how long are you going to be away for again? Did you say?
A couple of weeks. I'll be back. My next session I'll be back for is 17th. Though I might not be in the best of states at that point.
That's okay. 17th.
So let's be reasonable and say 20th.
Yeah. So.
Finding it wild, we're almost at X and Y.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, I know we've been doing this for a very long time at this point, but it really, yeah, it feels like, oh man, how have we gotten this sort of far with it, type thing, you know? But I mean, people still
a very short gen as well.
Yeah, this is one of the shortest ones, isn't it? I guess because
we don't count legendary treasures. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's like 9 sets or something.
6, 7,
That's tiny
8,
compared to
9,
DP.
10 real sets?
10 real sets, yeah. Yeah, compared to DPP was 11 by itself, right? And then Heart Gold Soul Silver was another 5. Yeah, kind of wild. Right, so he says 17, so we've got, yeah, like, it's 1, 2, and then next month, if I can, where's the thing there? Next month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so like 8 things there. I mean, the worst thing that'll happen is like we could end up just like we could play the next 2 and then just like mess around with the XY stuff for a bit if you want. This like get used to the rule changes ourselves, see what other stuff we could get. You know, we can potentially have stuff.
Like it's Worlds format the set after, isn't it?
Yeah, Flashfire would be Worlds format, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So the option I rejoin for Worlds format, which is also pretty reasonable.
And Flashfire then introduces the blacksmith stuff as well, which is quite nice. Yeah. Up to you. But I mean, obviously
sets that are ridiculously expensive.
Yeah. It has not 1 but 2 Chase Charizards. Yeah, but no, we could do it that way if you want, or we can just do some messing around bits. I'm sure there are plenty of stupid decks that we could play based on decks. Yeah, and just get used to.
I guess you can mess around with. I'm not sure much is different, but
yeah, I don't think there's really a lot. It's basically just Silver Bangle in this format. Really, would be the big thing. Like if we just had that now, I guess Genesect.
I think it's more like. Is there anything big that isn't in LT except like Goth?
No, not that I can think of. I mean, the only things that are new, I think, are the EXs, right? And maybe 1 or 2 of the Radiant Collection stuff, like the Gardevoir, but it's bad, so nobody cares. Like Meloetta for funny round decks is probably the only thing in there.
What I was thinking is the next set needs to Legendary Treasures format just black-white block without Goth? Because that's what it sounds like to me.
I think for the most part, maybe there's like Superior or something as well that isn't there, but
a secret rare, I'm not sure where.
Yeah, I don't remember either. If it's got a secret rare, it's probably not. It probably is in format, but I don't know what Snivy.
Yeah, it's in format. Granite Exalted.
Right. There's boundaries crossed had a Superior, so there would be a Snivy and stuff in play. Yeah, this is the part that I have to go through and look for in the.
It's also an LTR anyway.
That's the point. You're asking, is LTR for the not LTR format just -1 thing? And I was like, maybe this, you know, because I know that's in there.
No, I meant no, not minus. I mean, if you took like the Legendary Treasures format and then added the first 3 sets that got rotated back in, would it actually make a difference other than Goth? I don't think it would. I can't think of anything in the first 3 sets that didn't get a reprint somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, one of those sets you've got to remember is Emerging Powers, so, you know.
Yeah, Captain got a reprint, that set doesn't exist.
No, seriously speaking, I don't think there is anything within those sets. Yeah, because, yeah, with Legendary Treasures, even the Victini comes back, right? So, because that's the one we've been using when we've used that card. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything within the first 3 sets that we're even still playing now. Like, this rotation doesn't do a whole lot. It's really what comes in X and Y with the errata to Catcher and the change to the first turn rules. That's really the bit that's going to make the big difference.
So you just lose a few old cards for Plasma Blast and that's it.
Yeah. Well, Plasma, we wouldn't lose. How do we lose stuff from... Oh, right, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got
4
you now.
Plasma Blasts, as in... there's actually 1 step between rotation and LT.
Yeah. And it's a big one for the actual format too, because we get a grass deck that's actually good, you know.
Dun, dun, dun.
And we get a card that's actually attacking a lot of other decks too, because it's got its namesake deck, but Virizion is good outside of just that. As I think we're getting the set loaded up here, huh? Right. Well, rambling aside from the YouTube stuff, I think, yeah, we'll probably at least do a couple of bits of it here. We'll see how many times we want to play, or how many dumb decks that we want to build and stuff as well. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think even if it's Worlds format joining back in, there'd still be plenty of time for stuff there, because I think a lot of the stuff that is good from XY is still going to be good in, you know, Flash Fire and whatnot. And I mean, hey, gives you Pyro as well if you come in at that point, so it makes decks play honest again with their not having to only play basics, etc. So maybe it's actually a good thing in that aspect. We'll see how timing goes, but yeah, I guess we can figure that out.